Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's Charlie with 4BZ Truth. I just wanted to kind of weigh in on a little political issue. It's not a little one, it's actually very big. And it affects all of you. It affects me. And maybe not people who are outside of this country in the United States, but I'm sure in time it will affect you. I guess it does because... Okay, I'm talking about YouTube. Now, a lot of people are already talking about the new YouTube algorithm. On one hand, I feel like it was helpful for me as far as getting one of my videos out there. Like as soon as they made the algorithm change, one of the videos that I made about consciousness and the brain, it must have fallen into like the scientific category or something, but it's up to like almost 160,000 views. But all the other content that I make is pretty controversial. So it's a little too controversial for YouTube's either the algorithm or the policies. Like their policies talk about the politically incorrect type stuff. And honestly, I feel like all the issues that I talk about are the issues a lot of other people don't even want to touch with a 10-foot pole. I was talking to a guy I work with that's Vietnamese. I mean, he speaks broken English and he's a really nice guy, but he's been living in this country for almost 20 years now. And he was talking to me about when he was in Vietnam and how it's basically a communist country and you can't talk about certain issues, you know, or you can't speak out against the government and things like that. And you know, the things that we work for in this country, like the First Amendment, our ability to basically defend our human rights, are being taken away from us. Now, granted, YouTube is a private company, and I want to actually talk to you about my personal situation. Now, I'm not a huge YouTube channel. I have over almost 1,400 subscribers, and which, if any of you who are listening are one of my subscribers, I really appreciate you being willing to hear anything that I have to say. It's humbling, and I feel like sometimes I'm just blessed to even have the forum where I can express myself. So that's why this is YouTube. It's MeTube. I'm trying to express myself and talk about the things that I feel are important. Because I have a First Amendment right, I want to be able to express that. I want to utilize that expression because it's like use it or lose it. You're not going to be able to... It's kind of like things go into atrophy if you don't use them. And if you don't use your First Amendment rights, they're just going to go dormant. And or somebody else is going to come along and remove it altogether, like it's a worthless appendage or whatever. You have your, you know, if you tied a rubber band around your hand, in time your hand's going to fall off because it's cut off from your body, and it eventually fall off. So I kind of liken it to, unless you're able to express your First Amendment right, eventually it's just going to go dormant and we're not going to even have the option down the road. So I feel like for anybody that expresses or that has an opinion on anything, now granted, a lot of people will be ostracized for things that they, you know, speak about because other people disagree. But that's kind of the nature of our society, is that people are, you know, either made fun of or given a pressure to, you know, abide by the mainstream consensus or whatever. I don't really care about all that. I really, normally speaking, I don't care about the political issues aspect of it, but this actually is becoming more of it's much more much bigger than that. It's bigger than a political issue. It's bigger than, I mean, it's kind of a humanity issue, because as you start restricting people and over governing them, they end up just folding and submitting, and then in time they end up they don't contribute to society anymore. They just depend on someone else to tell them what to do. And honestly, on one hand, I feel like if you're comparing it to the nature of how this reality works, God created, and I'm always talking about this aspect of God. To me, there was a creator, okay? Everything is complex, and everything just points to there being order, okay? So, anyways, I'm gonna change gears real quick and abruptly, because I kind of lost my train of thought. But just going back to this YouTube thing, I was trying to monetize my channel, not necessarily because I need to make a lot of money or whatever. My ultimate goal is not to make money with this. My ultimate goal is to have some sort of independence so that I can have the freedom to do what my passion is, and that is to pursue truth and defend truth, or fight offensively against the lies that are out there, or deceptions. There's not enough people that are offensive. They're more just like reactive instead of proactive. So I think it's a great philosophy to be proactive instead of reactive, because if you're freaking just laying down and just letting people do things to you, and then eventually one day you're like, oh crap, I don't like this anymore, and then you're defensive. But the bottom line is, we have to recognize the things that are like vile, or recognize the things that are going to ultimately hurt us in the long run. And I believe that what YouTube has done recently is actually going to ultimately hurt us. Now, me and my conspiracy mind will say, oh, they're part of the freaking New World Order trying to usher in this new communist mindset. Because you have to think politically correct. You have to think like a left-wing liberal or whatever. And honestly, I've kind of disconnected from all that lately, but it's because I've been more focused on the issues that I feel are more important, such as spiritual and just understanding why we're here. But the reason that we're here and what happens while we're here is two different things. And I feel like I should be more engaged now with the way things are. So I feel like this whole thing with YouTube, I feel like I'm hoping that anybody that hears me on this topic, because obviously it's an important topic. I've been hearing a lot of channels talking about it. So going back to, I have like almost 1,400 subscribers, and I can't be monetized because of my content. I'm sure of it. They didn't really say why I was unable to. They just said it was under further review, and I read some of the small print, and it basically was saying that there's certain policies that prevent people from being monetized based on that. And I know that so again, I don't really care about the money aspect of things, because honestly, I'm still going to keep talking. I want people to hear the message that I'm trying to promote, and but I'm hoping that people realize that this whole concept of free speech is being snuffed out, and YouTube is the catalyst to to start that. Now, a lot of people are gonna gravitate away from YouTube, but I honestly feel like Google and YouTube are kind of working on behalf of this new world order system. I know that probably sounds crazy to a lot of people, but the fact that we're in a position where we're fighting for our ability, we would need to fight for our ability to express ourselves. Yeah, I understand YouTube will say like, oh, we're just trying to get rid of like the racist and the haters and the things like that, like the white supremacists that are saying that they need to, get rid of the black people or something like that. And to be honest with you, I understand that certain things should not be facilitated, but when it comes to just having an opinion on like perspective, that is kind of the thing that divides people is perspective, and they ultimately interpret information based on their perspective. So if you don't have that filter of understanding, or filter of belief, I should say, like the left-wing liberal perspective, then you're not status quo. You're not going to be accepted, and you're probably not going to be but here, other than the fact that I was not being monetized, the video, I'm afraid that this video, because of my other videos, I'm lucky to hit like 20, 30, 40 views on my videos. I used to get like 100, 200 views on my videos. So I know that the algorithm has affected my ability to reach people. So it's extremely unfortunate that, somebody that holds a different view from their consensus view is going to be rejected. So, what do you guys have to say about that? Is that something that I'm just not really looking at it right, or am I on the right track with my thought process? I want to kind of get your guys' feedback. So, anyways, and the other thing is, if you subscribe, you're more likely to hear my content. So, subscribe to this channel if you're interested in what I'm saying. I think we need to support those who are trying to, promote truth or defend against lies. So, all right, I love you guys. I'll talk to you later. Peace.